Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's video, we are going to discuss Tiffany Henyard. Tiffany Henyard, we're going to continue to view that interview she had on WVON. I think it was a couple of days ago, and she's trying to plead her case about how she's totally innocent and people are just trying to railroad her in her career in politics. So we'll talk about that. And also yesterday was an exciting time for Thornton Township because they have elected a temporary trustee. So big congratulations to Stephanie Weidman. The people of Thornton Township showed up for that event, and they showed out, and they rallied their support around electing a person that they thought will be suited for the job, for the interim position, the interim trustee position, where Jerry Jones, he decided that he wanted to retire. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. You guys stay tuned on another episode of
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bap. What? This is what you call a bap. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bap. What? This is what you call a bap.
You guys put it in, let me know where you're viewing from. Please put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. I see we got a lot of people in the building. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Share this video. Always make sure you leave a comment on this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Celeste Hodges in the building. Good up. Big ups to you, Celeste Hodges. Always tuning in from Texas. Larry Hudson from Fort Worth. Hello, Larry. Larry is saying it's 42 degrees outside, hoping my washing machine thaws out today. Well, it was -1 degrees over here in Michigan. So you're a little bit warmer than what we're seeing. The temperatures in Michigan and in Illinois, I hear it's like sub-zero temperatures in Illinois as well. Muwata is tuning in from Little Rock, Arkansas. Grand rising to you. Noble Young is in the building. Beth from Chicago. Hey, Chawanne in the chat. I am a Dalton resident. Thank you for tuning in. Carrington Hollister, you guys. Thank you for all the people that tune in for my morning show. If you have not tuned in for my morning show, me and super producer, we have a morning show on my other channel, and it's called Unpopular Opinion, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you guys go on over. If we have some mods in the chat, put the YouTube link for that. Larry, Beth is saying, Beth from Chicago saying, hi, Larry. Yes, I was there. Also, you was there in the building yesterday. Tyrell Harris is in the building. Everyone calm down, take a deep breath. ENY in the building. We can start the show now. Tyrell, you always make some grand entrances. Thank you for tuning in. Tuning in from East New York. Christopher Oliver. Hey, Chawanne. Is Chris O from South Central Los Angeles checking in. It was very, very exciting yesterday. Voting for the trustee was in the place to be. Yeah, very exciting. Hopefully everything is going well with you. And hopefully you wasn't affected by those wildfires that recently happened. Miss Christie is in the building. Hey, lady. Let's see who else did I not Wi-Fi to viewing from Illinois. Also Wiedemann is back. Am I pronouncing her name right? Wiedemann or Weidman? I think it's Wiedemann, right? K6, I'm going to message on Facebook. We used to hang back in the days. Good to see you. We did. Did we hang back in the days? Where are you from? Let me find out. Stephen Allen, NY. NY is in the building. P-Man 007 405 Oklahoma City. Miss Christie's tuning in from Elkhart, Indiana. Latoya Simmons, Charleston, South Carolina. I see Keratin, Waycross, Georgia. Ken Knopf, Ken from Ohio. Robin Rose, Chicago Burbs. What up though to you? Robert Kennedy, Syracuse, New York. Here it 11. Oh, it's 11 degrees in New York. Yeah, that's pretty cold too. Letty East, snowy Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. I know y'all don't see snow that often, so it's probably something tragic for you. Angel Galvin from tuning in from Houston, and Lenny Malley. Thank you for tuning in. D Dave is in the building. Okay, you guys, charge it to my head, not my heart. If I do not get to you, we are going to get started. I just want to view just a little bit more. I don't have much time. You know, you guys, my stop time is a hard stop, 2:00, because starting a new thing. But we're just going to view some of the rest of this video, or some of this video. And I called it was a fake interview. I really, truly think this was a fake interview because you had her in the background. Let me make sure you can't see this part. No, you can't see it. You had her, whoever was filming in the background, and they thought, they was having side conversations, and you telling people to hush, and you're having these side conversations, and all the while that yeah, you shouldn't be talking about some of the stuff, because they're gonna find out your lies. Okay.
Henyard is going down. Miss Cleo, you see her, she out here. She take care of the business. You see her, this is her first day on the largest station ever. You gotta give people their flowers right here. That's what people tend not to do. So I love you. I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to come and speak today and hear a different narrative, as y'all haven't heard on all the major networks. The smear campaign is big, but I'm here to tell my truth. So I thank her, and I thank WDON for allowing me the opportunity to speak and be heard. So thank you so much. Sorry for waking y'all up. I know the kids ain't got school today, but wake up, wake up, wake up. No, we can't talk because y'all watching. No. True. They not in the public.
Yeah, because I will say, folks were saying, well, good luck. I don't think she gonna come. She gonna stand you up. I said, she not running. And I received that about you. And it's a build up to, the charity, right? The this, the that, and it's been dissolved since then, correct? Your charity?
Well, I personally don't even have a charity.
You guys put in the chat. I want to make sure you can hear this video.
Because of people names come after me. Okay. But what does it have to do with me? Think about it. That's so minute. It's bigger than that. My mom had breast cancer. Like, I don't play with stuff like that. When I was a trustee, people really go back and do the history and research, because people don't research no more. It's just, you say something bad about me, they just play it. And then I got to dispel what you said. That don't make no sense to me. And that's why I call it fake news. So my mom had cancer, and then in 2013, I did a cancer walk every single year. Didn't miss a beat. But they talking about that though, right? Mm-hmm. I want people to talk about facts and not fiction.
And I want to talk about facts, right? Like, so ultimately, we know where you stand and rooted in the charity. And then when we talk about just, like the headlines, undeniably this Vegas trip has overshadowed a lot of your administration and your ability to lead. And some of the accusations are horrible, right? And it is tied to your leadership. What do you have to say in regards to the desire for folks to know more about what had happened in Vegas, right? What do you say to that?
I say people should give people an opportunity to be heard and not just judge off of one-sided narratives. I think that in due time, everybody will speak to whatever their part is. Everybody got to understand, just because somebody not speaking don't mean they're guilty or something wrong. Like I just told you, when you get legal counsel, they tell you, you cannot talk about certain things. Like, for instance, we're still in court. Mm-hmm. People are suing for money. So that's your answer.
Okay. You all heard it here. And last but not least, as we continue to magnify the constant narrative that's up against you, why not stand down? Why run again for re-election?
Because the people put me in there, and the people gonna keep me in. That's it, that's all. At the end of the day, through all the controversy and all the mess, I still produce for my community. I still continue to do the work. With all the hate and people calling me out my name and being disrespectful, coming to my mom's house, coming to my house, I still show up. Everybody tell me I would have ran. I would have quit. I would not still be in this, Tiffany. But yet, here I am. Somebody got to do it. And unfortunately, God chose me to lead the people. And that's what I'm going to do. I follow his steps, nobody else's. Because at the end of the day, it's just me and him. Nobody else.
And that's fair, I receive that. And when we talk about, us learning that this is not your first rodeo under that recall, my response to people when I do utter your name is it goes back to the recall, right? And I say to folks, and I said this to you, we've talked about this, you all didn't like it. Why didn't you do something about it, right? Not only did you send her back, she's there. Right? So for those that are organizing against you, we're going to talk about that on the other side because there's an internal conflict, right? And the opposition that was born under your administration since your inception. Because House is no stranger to you and nor are you him. But ultimately, you are rooted in the work and you said until the people say it's finished, it is so. Is that what you're saying?
Amen.
All right, well, we receive it. You are listening to the Superman. She's giving us an exclusive right here, a heart-to-heart conversation about some real pressing negative headlines. I've yet to see a positive one, but we're going to create that here at WVON just her speaking her truth. I think that's important for us to discuss, because when we come back, there's been some things said, right? And I think when I look at some of the missteps, I think it's been in moments of heated opportunities that I want you to talk to about things that you would have done differently.
My bad. Okay, my bad. What I was saying, you guys, I think this whole thing, she's straight up lying. You know, you're telling the media that, you know, they're highlighting negative, only negative things. No, they highlight both. You went to the CARES Foundation and you said, or you created this CARES Foundation. You walked from Dalton Village to Springfield, Illinois, and you use taxpayers' money to do that. So yeah, they highlighted that you did all this walking around Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, or wherever you was at, to raise money for cancer or cancer awareness, but you funded that on taxpayers' money. They would not be a real news media company if they just highlighted, oh, Tiffany walked from here to Springfield, and not highlighted, by the way, she used taxpayers' money. They wouldn't be a real news media. We wouldn't trust them. Another thing we want to point out, Stephanie Wiedemann. Reason why we know and how the news got wind of it about the $10,000 is because Stephanie pointed that out. She also pointed out that not only Thornton Township donated $10,000 that was unapproved to CARES Foundation, they also paid for the shirts that cost thousands of dollars. So the taxpayers basically funded your operation to go on this cancer walk. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember that a couple of years ago or the beginning of last in 2023. That's where that comes from. Yeah, it wouldn't be right for the news media to just point out the good things when you always have bad things attached to it. It wouldn't be right.
Because you're human. So stay with us. We'll be back after this break. And what I'm going towards is, I think in one of the meetings just recently,
so he's telling them to be quiet, don't talk offline. Why? Why are you telling people to be quiet? She can't even have a real conversation.
What's up, darling? Oh, okay. I didn't want to see you wait. Oh.
So what else you do? You have to finish filling the people.
I mean, you know, this is the biggest deal besides being the mom of 2 boys, baby boy.
You told you just ran. Just ran for office.
I ran. That was a wild one. I gave birth to my son the next day. I knocked him off the ballot. And of course, there's a write-in, my incumbent. And, you know, this is after he said he can care less about the role, but he still won by 196 votes. So, you know, when we talk about folks that are rooted in the work, ultimately, you know, you got to show up. You're going to fight for some fight. And you're right, fight at the polls, right? I think that's a fair playing ground. You know, that still ain't gonna be fair, right?
Yep.
That's the nature of the beast. But you know, where am I at now? Folks will know I'm gonna run again. You know, I'm running right here to this microphone. I think this is a powerful outlet that I'm not taking lightly. I think it's an opportunity for us to connect with people that are just doing dope stuff, being attacked, needing to be uplifted, whatever the movement is, right? We need to be on that.
Why are you whispering?
Sky's the limit for me. Wherever God's gonna call me.
Why are you whispering?
You see yourself going to that seat. But it wasn't that seat, right? At least not at that time, right? But I've learned a lot about how the song was made. Why you went, right? Because for all of the reactions, there's a concentrated effort on both sides that are for and against your existence in any seat. So for any elected official, right? But once we start to really do the work, especially when it comes to black regions, some something always happens with those leaders. Always. Good and bad. Where it's a continuum of suppression and oppression and depression that, we don't have breakthroughs. When we have breakthroughs, it looks like unification. I have yet to see.
I hate they are spelling this narrative that, oh, when it comes to Black women, it's always something. No, it's not always something. It's always something that we're doing wrong. I don't know if you guys remember, and this is before, your girl Kamala Harris got elected into office. Condoleezza Rice was the first Black woman to be the Secretary of State. You ain't never heard a scandal with Condoleezza Rice. She has an impeccable record. Somebody let me know what scandal Condoleezza Rice was on, what type of indiscretion she was involved in. We didn't hear shit. And she was a Republican. You didn't hear Democrats talking about her or how bad she was. You didn't hear Republicans talking about her. No, she had an impeccable record. But now, since DEI came around, and I can't say Tiffany Henyard is a DEI, I guess, candidate. Of course, they're going to get a Black person in that office anyway. But since, I guess they're working off of symbolism, let's elect the first Black woman to be the mayor of this town. We've seen so many different women in politics that has these questionable circumstances, and not even only questionable, like really, really, really the extreme. Like your girl from New Orleans, the mayor from New Orleans. She's a Black mayor. She spent $35,000 on an airplane ticket. Like, is that what we're doing? You're using the city's property to sleep with your married boyfriend, which he's like the police chief or a police officer, an investigator. I guess he got put on her detail, but she started sleeping and they was married. It was written in his divorce. You was cheating. You was married, your husband ended up dying or something. You end up cheating with the married man. All these indiscretions, and this woman is on here saying, oh, it's always something with the Black women. No, just do your job and do your job only. Stop trying to be in this extra shit. Do your job and have some type of dignity and respect. Like even Tiffany, I mean, it's really none of our business, but it tells us something about her morals and her decision making process, really, because you decided to champion and parade around a man that is married. That says something about your decision making process. And back then, years ago, we would have been looking at her like, no, we ain't electing her. Because she liked to sleep with married men. She wouldn't have got elected just off of that. Just off of that, Tiffany would have never got elected. But we're lowering the bar so much, we're just like, oh, if they do it, we could do it. Like, no, that's not how it should be. We shouldn't be operating in that manner. Anyway. So she putting up Black folks, a Black woman. Black woman is always being pointed out of their wrongdoing. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
In the past 60 years, where we can keep the momentum, with the exception of a few areas, particularly in the city, that's holding on to dear life, trying to fight the housing crisis, trying to fight unemployment, trying to fight stability. So I think the strategy of it all is what I see myself diving into. How do we get here?
What's most important to you?
What's most important to me is better days to come for my children. This is a legacy fight. Come on, like this fight is, we're just occupying, but what are we gonna leave behind? It gotta be a great story to show. And I think going back to weeds and what's in front of you, right, is so critical. Right? To look at the big picture. You know, we're gonna talk about it. I ain't no angel, you ain't no angel, and sometimes we fall short of the glory. But as a people, we have to get back to some areas of forgiveness and opportunities of growth and grace. And even as we continue to make mistakes, what does that look like for us, right? Some things we got a frustration side. You feel like, you know what, me and all of this, right? I think as even as I grow in this show, I'm not gonna always get it right. But I want folks to understand that this is my foundation. God is a woman.
So I guess this is Kamal asking her these questions. What's your inspiration? What's your foundation? Oh, we all fall short of the glory of God. And God is a woman. Come on, stop with all that nonsense. This is a bunch of bullshit. You know what? I'm not gonna view this whole entire video because all this is doing is making me mad. I think black women and black men, we need to start calling people out wrong for their bullshit, especially if they look like us. No, you're wrong. You ain't taking care of your kids. You having illegitimate. No, you're wrong. No, you're spending taxpayers' money. You are wrong. And no, we're not taking this shit anymore. We're not electing you. I don't want to hear no, oh, we all fall short of the glory of God. That's some bullshit. I pay my tax money and you are held responsible for the tax money. And we're holding you accountable. And if the trustees are not holding you accountable, we getting rid of their asses too. We'll get rid of all of y'all asses because it's supposed to be the constituents first, not I want to walk around in Gucci shoes and Gucci bags. Talking about we all fall short of glory of God and wearing $1,000 weaves and having your married boyfriend on the camera questioning somebody else and he ain't part of the interview. Oh, what's your motivation? Like, what's your motivation besides creating a broken home? How about that? What's your motivation? Because you're really not a pillar of the community. You're not you're not a good example for our children. You're not. Just a bunch of mess. And then all you're teaching, all she teaching to her child, her young daughter is, hey, if somebody doesn't agree with me, I'm going to scream and kick. I cannot come with an amicable solution. I don't know how to compromise. No, I'm going to make a video about it, scream about it, and cuss people out and call people names and disrespect people when I can't get my way. That's the example that she's showing her child and other children. They see this shit online and they probably like, oh, this is what I got to do to get my way. Oh, I don't need to have a commitment of the man that's mine. Oh, I just could sleep with somebody else's man. Come on. We all fall short of the glory of God, but we don't fall that short. You got to start holding yourself accountable. And we need to stop agreeing with this madness. And if you look in her comments, oh, I love you, Tiffany, hearing, good girl. Look at these damn comments. So many haters keep telling your truth, Tiffany. Shut up. I have been complaining about 2 abandoned house roll on the east side before Tiffany became mayor. But when she became mayor, she had the houses taken down. Thanks, mayor. And that may be true. I'm not going to talk about the lady about that. Love you, Tiffany. And there's nothing you can do about it. Tiffany, your days are numbered. Yeah, you out of here. And this lady she should never be able to interview nobody seriously again, because this was a total rigged interview. Some people said it was a paid interview. Anyway, before I leave, I only got 15 more minutes. We're going to talk about last night. Last night, it ended up with Stephanie Wiedemann getting nominated. I think it was the two other opponents or three other opponents during this, I guess, election process. At one point, I guess when people were being filtered in, Keith Price thought he should be able to stand behind the person that was validating IDs and addresses. Well, you wasn't part of the process. I don't know why they had him standing behind the other, the individuals that was checking addresses and IDs, but he wasn't part of the process. So why were you behind them? Anyway, so this happened. This is from News at 8, Channel 9.
Thornton Township voters quite boisterous in their support behind a candidate for the township's next trustee.
WGN's Chawanne Burns was at tonight's voting session, which many say is the beginning of a much-needed change there.
An overwhelming victory tonight for trustees who hope this election marks the beginning of the end of the chaos and the stalemate in Thornton Township. Thornton Township voters bundled up for a rare January election to fill the seat of a trustee who resigned months ago.
I'm 80 years old and I'm freezing, but I'm doing my civic duty.
This is important. Thornton Township need new leadership.
Once inside the South Suburban College gymnasium, hundreds prepared to raise their paddles for one of three candidates nominated here. Their choice was clear.
This vote is for Stephanie Wiedemann.
Stephanie Wiedemann served for nearly 2 decades under the previous administration.
My thought kind of was if I've done my job right for the last 20 years, people will come. And I was very humbled and very happy to see the support in the room.
I, Stephanie Wiedemann.
Wiedemann was sworn in immediately. She shifts the balance of power on the Board of Trustees, giving those who don't support Supervisor Tiffany Henyard the majority.
I hope we can get some things done instead of all this corruption and stuff.
For months, 2 other trustees have skipped township meetings, arguing their attendance could create a quorum and give Henyard the opportunity to appoint an ally to the seat instead.
We struggled. It wasn't easy, kind of doing what we had to do, what we felt was necessary. But we're here tonight. The people spoke, and that's ultimately what we wanted.
The stalemate led to a lapse in the township's insurance, forcing buildings and bus service to shut down. Both trustee Chris Gonzalez and Wiedemann say voting on insurance is a priority moving forward.
It's going to create accountability. It's going to create some more responsibility, not only for the supervisor, but for all of us.
Wiedemann will serve just a few short months until new trustees take their seats after the April election. Henyard was denied a place on that ballot in a Democratic caucus vote last month. The newest trustee optimistic there's end in sight to the chaos.
I think as long as we focus on what's best for the residents, then the divides shouldn't be so apparent.
Tiffany Henyard did not attend tonight's meeting. Her spokesman, who was here, told me they played to the buzzer and they congratulate their opponents, who they say were successful in turning people out to vote here tonight. In South Holland, Chawanne Burns, WGN News.
Well, there you have it. Stephanie, she is the interim trustee for Thornton Township. I'm not surprised at the turnout. I think, Tiffany is probably hitting the air. You know how you be like, that's Tiffany. She probably throwing F-bombs, somebody a bitch. She probably calling the Stephanie, you white. So she mad as hell. We don't see it, but we gonna see it. The next trustee meeting, we probably gonna see it. Probably, and I'm just laying out my predictions. Tiffany is gonna come in there real like, oh, I'm the shit, let's get this done, until they start voting no on her stuff. She gonna be mad. She is gonna blow a top, okay? And then she's gonna tell us the news media is lying to us. The propaganda, they spread lies on me. They try to kill my reputation. I am the dream. So I didn't do this shit, man. That's gonna be Tiffany. So Tiffany is probably right now she's probably pissed off. To tell you the truth, I don't even know if she actually sent someone to get nominated. I think she probably did. I mean, the smart thing to do was to get some of her people nominated, but Tiffany doesn't get as much backing as she thinks she has. Okay. And look, your days are numbered, Tiffany. Your days is numbered. No more shopping sprees, no more wigs. You can't send your assistants to get wigs anymore. Those $1,000 wigs you've been buying, we've been seeing credit card bills at the hair salon, the beauty supply, to supply your wigs and whatever weaves that you be putting in your head, eyelashes and all that stuff. All that stuff is dead because you gonna have an orange jumpsuit on. That's your next job. Your next job is probably gonna be swabbing the toilets and mopping floors at the federal penitentiary, or what is it called? Federal correction facility. That's your next job. Your goose is cooked. Tiffany is done. Right. Tiffany is done. It says she did Charles Rayburn, and I think Carol. Oh yeah, Carol. I forgot what the lady's name was, but she was nominated. But Charles Rayburn, I don't think he had somebody to second his motion, right? So your career is over. Your next thing, whenever you get out of jail, you probably could go on this tour, like a press tour to all like the podcasts, and yeah, they charged me with a RICO charge. I stole so many millions of dollars from Thornton Township and Dalton Village, and this is my story. You might get a presidential pardon. I don't know if Donald Trump would pardon you. Maybe he will, because he'll probably feel bad. But if it's federal, can presidential pardons apply to federal prison? I'm not for sure. You guys put in chat. I don't know that much about presidential pardons. Beth said, wig, stylist, clothing, white BMW house with the rent paid land. With the rent paid land. No more dodging. No more dodging on your eviction notice anymore. The stuff that came out of this whole scenario is it's winding down, you guys. We're not gonna have nothing else to talk about unless we get another Tiffany Henyard in office. We're gonna have to move to Harvey. I think Harvey is acting crazy now. That Harvey mayor, he got some craziness going on. We got to move down the street and start talking about him. But Tiffany, she's done. After April, we ain't gonna have no more news about Tiffany Henyard. No more funny paper news, no more craziness, no more ratchetness. Because she's filled. I think when I pulled up my YouTube channel, I think I had like over 100 videos about Tiffany Henyard. Out of 1,000 something, but like 100 of them was Tiffany. Anyway. Javar saying, Well, hell, Charles Rayburn didn't get no votes at all. He didn't get no applause. Keratin, the male equivalent to Tiffany. Brandon Johnson. Hanging AZ, Trump is tweeting memes of Tiffany as we speak. That's too funny. Yolanda Fields, no more banners, no calendars, no more pictures on Tiffany. Okay. Tiffany, your days are numbered. Okay. Yeah, let's say your career is done and over with. Anyway, you guys make sure you press the like and subscribe button. Make sure you comment and like and share this video. I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you tomorrow. And thank you, D Dave, for the super chat. Really appreciate you. Burns Research Madton. It's a whole new Dalton in Washington. I sure will. I'll make sure I'll do that. Matter of fact, let me put that on my notes. I'll catch you guys in the next video.